Rasmaskone, 3706 Banner Road, apartment 2, clean and cleansed today, and here I am, a girl, giving the another piece of what happened today and update. Funny. I got a call from the JAG office in the army and said, "What happened to this person?" I said, "Well, I remembered I did XYZ. I made a Red Cross call to my family, told them that my health and life was in danger. To this day, none of them showed, and they were told not to be there. Of course, they have a whole group of people that were treated me hostile. They wouldn't want anyone to incur hostility. They wouldn't want them to come and find out really he had no support and no friends. They really didn't want that. To this day, they can't give me my medical records when I spent 3 days in the ICU and the ER. Isn't that disgusting? An organization like that would criminalize themselves, hide record and destroy records. Isn't that strange? Isn't that strange? Where is the trust and the honor and the integrity of the institution? But we are not here for the institution right now. It is me, my survival, my happiness, my inner peace, and the sanctity and joy that I found, all on my own. Where do you begin? Do you know how I survived, ladies, gentlemen, and children? I went to the childhood. How did this boy that acted and did everything, spoke and did everything like a girl survive all that time and maintained, had a happy childhood in spite of everybody else? That's where I went. When I found that little girl, self-aware since she was a child and how she was so happy, I resourced her. I said, come darling, I am you and you are me, and no more. There is going to be no more hiding. No more hiding of any part of self. But this embrace the self, embrace the love, and embrace the triumph of a childhood above tragedy, of the tragedy of divorce, and etc., etc., etc. You know what the funny thing is? And I want to go back to childhood. My brothers and sisters always faulted their mothers and their fathers for this. I believe I heard it so many times, and I would just ignore it because I never faulted them. I looked at them as two human beings unfortunate to be together. I saw them for their vulnerabilities and for their sufferings and their failings to each other. A desperate man wanting to make it on his own without his family, and a teenage girl, shallow and beautiful, and so forth. And so therefore children was an excuse, probably for money and support and whatever it was. But where did me begin? Why did I name myself MEZA Grandduchess Rasmaskonen? On that park bench by College Park where I used to sleep, I went to bed one night. The rain fell. Everything was wet except I was dry. The whole place was wet and I was dry. And I said, what is this? How comes it that I wasn't wet? Because all I had was cloth sheets and cloth to wrap myself. I had nothing plastic, nothing at all. And so I sat down and I said, you know what, I said, I believe. I closed my eyes and I prayed. And there came the name. Not to be superficial and super whatever it is. If I am to be a witness to you, if my truth is to be delivered to you, then I must tell it to you as it is. And where would you begin? Everything, the things fall apart? No, the people fell apart. And I came to the realization that I loved myself since I was a child. I realized not that I had to resurrect this girl, she had to stop being hidden. I am that girl. Never struggling with anyone else. Never struggling with myself or sexuality. The conforming of what other people are, the conforming to what other people want. And this time, in order to save my life, I had to reimburse myself with the love that I could not get sitting all those days homeless in College Park without food and water, eating from trash cans and whatever else I had to do because of the corruption of the email, the identity theft, the duplication of the Capital One bank card, the duplication of the USAA bank card and so forth, and all the idiot things that these people connected with the army did and whatever they didn't do and whoever. But I remember one thing. I always remember this: love. It speaks to the dichotomy of life. How could one be homeless and happy? It was a joyous time. It was unfortunate to be smelly and dirty and so forth. But there were rivers. I remember one day I took a bath in the river, and all the fishes, as if they would come up to my body and pick. I don't know what they were picking off my body. I never saw anything. And every time I went to the river, I was greeted by those same fish. Pick, 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 pick till I was clean. But such is life. This is not a hard luck story. This is a joyous story. If nothing else that I have done, I have self-actualized. If nothing else I have done, I have reached the truth. Somewhere that some of us died to get to and cannot. But don't be disheartened. Live your own truth. Do not be like the rest of people. I advocate for all the animal shelters and so forth and etc. But there are humans out there also that need help. Let them be your priority. Be responsible. Be conscientious. Try the best in yourself and nothing else. Nobody will fault you for that. And that is what I have done. And whatever I cannot reconcile, I make peace with and leave. Whatever I cannot embrace, I accept, and I give it my wishes, and I go in my opposite way. Because in the end of the day, you must face the testament of your life. Whatever you believe, whatever the words will actualize. And if you do not believe what you say, then you may find yourself desperate. Or you may be comfortable for the rest of your life, taking drugs to forget. This is MEZA Grand Duchess Rasmaskone. Have a good evening.